There is a part of you that you've locked away, a voice you silenced, a need you buried, a wound you were too afraid to look at. It's not gone. It whispers in your relationships. It echoes in your loneliness. It lives beneath your smile. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the part of us we reject, deny, and disown. And until you face it, you will never truly heal. This is not a quote. It's a truth. This is the story of your forgotten self and how to bring it home. The wound beneath the surface. You weren't born broken. You were born whole, screaming, feeling, needing. But somewhere along the line, the world taught you that some parts of you were not okay. Maybe your anger got punished. Maybe your sadness was ignored. Maybe your truth was too much for someone else to handle. So you adjusted. You smiled when you wanted to cry. You stayed quiet when you wanted to scream. You became good. And in doing so, you lost pieces of yourself. And what we don't express, we suppress. But suppressed emotion doesn't vanish. It mutates into anxiety, into shame, into self-sabotage. We call it growing up, but it's really splitting off. Jung believed this was inevitable, part of becoming civilized. But healing begins when we turn around and look into the darkness we left behind. What is the shadow? The shadow is not a monster. It's not evil. It's everything you've been taught not to be. Your rage, your jealousy, your sadness, your desire, but also your creativity, your sexuality, your wildness, your truth. It's your authentic self, exiled to keep the peace. And here's the thing, the shadow doesn't disappear. In fact, the more you repress it, the more it runs your life from the shadows. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. All the patterns you repeat, all the people you attract, all the reactions you can't control, they're not accidents, they're echoes of parts of you still trying to be seen. The many faces of the shadow. The shadow wears many masks. It hides behind perfectionism, behind addiction, behind people-pleasing. But deep down, you feel the fracture. You feel like something is missing. You feel like you're faking it. You feel tired, and in a way, rest doesn't fix. That missing piece is you. The child who never felt safe, the teenager who learned love was conditional, the adult who now fears being fully known. These aren't personality traits. They are soul fragments. And the more we exile them, the more they show up in distorted ways. How the shadow shows up. How does the shadow run your life? You lash out and regret it. You numb out and still feel empty. You sabotage what's good because good feels unfamiliar. You attract unavailable people or become unavailable yourself. You criticize others for the same things you deny in yourself. The shadow is a mirror. The things that trigger you the most are often the things you've buried. When you ignore the shadow, it doesn't vanish. It leaks into your voice, into your posture, into your silence. Why you avoid it. Why is it so hard to face the shadow? Because you've built a self around avoiding it. A version of you that gets approval, that plays it safe, that survives. And to face the shadow means risking rejection. It means admitting, I'm not who I pretend to be. It means grieving the masks. And that's terrifying. Because if I let this part of me be seen, will I still be loved? That's the fear. But here's the truth. You cannot be fully loved if you're only partially seen. What happens when you face it? What happens when you stop running? You begin to feel. You stop numbing. You stop apologizing for existing. You reclaim your sadness and find beauty. You reclaim your anger and find your voice. You reclaim your fear and find your courage. This is the magic of integration. You don't fix yourself. You meet yourself. And for the first time, you feel whole. Not perfect, not polished, but real. How to begin. Shadow work. Shadow work begins with awareness. Don't force it. Don't rush it. Just notice. Start here. Write journal. What part of me do I hide the most? What makes me feel unworthy? What do I judge in others that I might carry too? Reflect. Breathe. This isn't about shame. It's about seeing. And once you see it, you can heal it. Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming your truest self. You will never heal by pretending to be okay. You will never be free by hiding your truth. The shadow is not your enemy. It is your teacher. And when you face it, you reclaim your power. You reclaim you. If this journey resonates, subscribe to Psycho Mystic. We explore the spaces between mind and mysticism, pain and healing, ego and soul. Walk gently and remember, the shadow is where your light begins.